Can you say episode 48?
48 already.
Already. And we got a dandy for you. Can you say San Antonio Spurs?
San Antonio Spurs. 3 times? Really fast.
Go Spurs, go. Go Spurs, go. Go Spurs, go.
No, you said to say San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, okay.
Not go Spurs. Now you got to do it all over again.
Go San Antonio Spurs, go San Antonio Spurs, go San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
All right, it's time for episode 48, Judge and JD Show. We've got a great guest. Bill Schoening will be joining us, Texas Radio Hall of Famer.
If you've been a Spurs fan, you probably heard his voice. Even if you don't know his name, I guarantee you've heard him.
He did just about every Spurs game from 2001 to 2025 on the radio. So.
Yep. Good stuff.
Legendary sportscaster and musician. So he's.
I did not know that about him until you told me this week.
So now that he's retired, he'll be doing some more music and playing around. He's got a brand new disc coming out, brand new CD disc. Listen to me, old school. Disc. He's got a brand new album coming out. So yeah. It should be a great show today.
Good stuff. Well, we got some stuff to give away here.
What do we got here? Look at this. Another Battling Billy Red.
In honor of the upcoming bond election that we hope everybody supports.
All right, I'm going to go deep. You guys usually pull from the top.
I don't. I pull from the bottom.
Do you?
I do. I believe in getting the underdog, letting them win.
By the way, that was a great April Fool's trick last week.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't here, but you're welcome.
We had a jar full of Marty names.
Okay.
Marty.
That was Ashley's idea. I just piggybacked off of it. That was all Ashley, and she was here and blaming it on me. So that was Ashley. She called me. She told me what she wanted to do. I said, throw my name in there.
She threw a bunch of names in there. All right. We've got John Buck. John Buck is the winner. Or is that Bach?
Bach.
Oh, Bach. John Bach.
I don't know. I'm not reading it.
Oh,
I think we had
Bucket.
Didn't we have a John Buck or something one time?
Well,
and his email was Buck you.
Yeah.
Didn't we have something like that? I'm just starting to remember.
But I think this one's John Bach.
Okay.
So.
What's his email? Bach. You were taking too long.
It's Bach at Yahoo. Yeah. So, all right. Well, anyway, we've got a great show for you. Like we said, Bill Schoening coming up, and we're going to have a conversation with Bill, talk music, talk Spurs, talk Longhorns, talk sports. It's going to be good.
It'll be a good one. Excited.
All right. We're back on the Judge and JD show. I tell you what, as promised, we got a great guest today. Great guest, I tell you.
I don't know about that.
Bill Schoening from the San Antonio Spurs, of course. I guess that's pretty much your claim to fame, but I think it would be easier to sit here and talk about what you don't do.
Exactly.
I don't do windows.
Do you cut grass? No.
But man, you wrote this book during COVID. We'll talk about that. You write songs, you produce songs, you play at the Saxon Pub, you do Spurs games, you've done Longhorn
voice
games.
Voice of Longhorns, voice of
the Spurs? You've heard of the Spurs, right? So,
and that's pretty much it, folks. Thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
Wait, you guys forgot he has a strong handshake and likes to do it about 3 or 4 times.
Only when the person who shakes my hand gets my name wrong.
Yeah, But let's. I don't even know where to start. I mean, broadcasting you're on the Texas Radio Hall of Fame.
I am.
Texas Sportscaster Hall of Fame. Mm-hmm. So,
and the West Catholic High Sports Hall of Fame, and West Catholic High is in West Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Just so you know. So
where were you?
I was once an athlete, way back in the day.
You played some baseball, right?
Yeah, I played baseball.
First base.
First base, very good.
Look at me go.
Yeah, look at that. I was left-handed first baseman.
But
we're friends on Facebook, so you've seen me post pictures from my glory days.
Absolutely.
They'll pass you by. Quoting Springsteen now in 3, 2, 1.
So where were you born and raised? When did it all start?
In Philly,
when did you get the announcer fever?
Very young. It's all in the book, JD. Read the book.
It's in the book.
Yeah.
It's in the book.
See, read the book. You don't need to be on the show. No, when I was a little kid in Philly, I fell in love with the radio. So it was basically AM radio, the old top 40 stuff when I was a kid. This was early 60s. And then at night, I started listening to baseball games, you know. So one night I was about 10 years old, and a guy named Byram Som, who ironically enough was a Texan, he had gone to TCU, was voiced the Philadelphia A's for a long time, and then they left, and he went over to the Phillies. Anyway, I grew up listening to him, and it was a very melodic voice. He almost sang his play-by-play. And I fell asleep to him, listening to him one night, and I thought, that's what I want to do. When I get older, I want little kids to fall asleep listening to me. And it came full circle because a kid that was at Trinity University about 7 or 8 years ago was doing a project. And part of the project was he had to interview someone who had an influence on him. And he reached out to me and he said, I want you to know that I was the kid that fell asleep listening to you when I was 10 years old.
That's great. Those are the kind of stories that give you goosebumps. Yeah. I mean, you broadcasted the Spurs games on WOAI from 2001 until recently.
Just last April. Yeah.
Just
I
recently
just retired a year ago. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Judge, he broadcast 2,200 something straight games without you. You never missed a game.
I never missed a game I was scheduled for. The first year I got the Spurs job, I was still doing Longhorn football. So I had some conflicts, so I had to do the Longhorn football game. So I missed a few of that first season. But after the Holiday Bowl that year, I caught a plane, did a Spurs game against Detroit, I believe it was, and that's when the streak started. And that was 2,280 in a row. But it's not the record. Chick Hearn,
it's not a record. I was going to ask you.
It's a Spurs record, but it's not the NBA record. I think it's third all time in the NBA. But Chick Hearn did over 3,388, something like that. He was the Lakers guy. He didn't miss a game from 1965 to 2001. Can you imagine? So, and I got to meet him. My first year in the NBA was his last year. So that was kind of almost like a passing of the torch, although I would never compare myself to Chick Hearn, who I think he's the best to ever do it. You know, he was really, really good at play-by-play.
Awesome.
Yeah, you know, I enjoyed the Steven Tyler book, you know, Aerosmith. Sure. He just says if you're going to be a rock star, there are no sick days. So I
never thought calling games was a rock star thing, but
hey, take whatever you can get. Take whatever you can get.
You know, and Steven Tyler, I never compare myself to him either, although there obviously are similarities. I get Ditka all the time, you know, I was in Vegas, and true story. I was doing the Texas Rangers. I was the backup guy, pinch hitting for the Texas Rangers radio network, and I was out in California doing a game. And my agent, you know, the woman that took care of my travel agent, she gave me a 7-hour layover in Vegas. So this is back before 9/11. So I just hopped the bus and got into, you know, I went into Bally's. And as soon as I walk into Bally's, this drunk guy comes over and wants an autograph. He thought I was Ditka. So I said, okay, I'll sign it. So he goes, you're a lefty? I said, yeah, I'm a lefty. And I go, thanks, coach. This is great. So the next day, Joe, it was to Joe, best wishes. So the next day, Joe woke up with a bad hangover and a fake autograph of Mike Ditka.
That is legendary. Love it. The only Mike Ditka story I have, I was in the airport. I had this, my wife and I were boarding a plane. I had this ugly luggage. I mean, it was hideous. But anyway,
was it taped together?
Pretty much. It was just and him and some of the players. And Ditka goes, "Nice luggage." I said, $2 garage sale, and boarded the plane. So that was my only conversation.
Right. Yeah.
But he was making fun of my damn luggage and at the airport. True story. I don't make this stuff up. But anyway, that's my Mike Ditka story. So
man, I gotta ask about that ring you got.
Oh yeah.
Holy moly.
Monty, this is for you, actually.
Oh, are we getting married finally? Yes. Husband number 6.
We're going to pass that.
Never mind, number 6.
So
6 is my lucky number.
You guys see this?
So you as the announcer, that you get the rings too, the championship rings as well?
Exactly, yeah. So this was the 14 ring, the most recent one. So
let me hold it up to the camera here. Can I do that?
Don't lose that, JD.
JD, don't lose it.
Don't be on your best behavior.
Oh, wait. Should it go on my hand?
That means we're going steady.
All right, me and Bill are going steady now. You need to put it on my hand. Nope, a little bit more.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. I see I'm going opposite.
There we go. There we go. Look at that ring. A little bit more towards me.
I know. Why is it you?
Because everything goes around.
How cool is
the cameras are opposite. You want to hold it for a second?
Yeah, I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold this for collateral. This is nice. Oh, wow.
Okay.
There's a few diamonds on there and such.
Little
Oh,
bling
yeah.
bling.
If he doesn't,
I got me a new boyfriend. I got me a new boyfriend. My name is LaQuisha now. You my boyfriend.
All right. Here we go. But
Unfortunately, very fortunately, I got one on this finger too. So behave, girl.
I'm trying. That's why they keep me in the cage back here.
you got two boys, right? Eric and...
Eric is a meteorologist in Salt Lake City. He works for the National Weather Service. So he's smart. He's the smart one in the family. He got my mother's brains, and then Carl's the younger one, and he got
sports.
He got the sports brain. Yeah, so he's doing the pregame, halftime, and postgame for the Spurs this year. In the past, he's done UIW football. I think he's still going to do Incarnate Word football next year. He's done that for like 6 or 7 years, and he's done UTSA volleyball and soccer, and so he's done a lot of different Austin Spurs. He goes up to Austin, does the G League.
Following Dad's footsteps.
Yeah, he's very busy, He's better than me when it comes to technical stuff, so he knows how to live stream and set up broadcast and do 3-camera shoots, and he could probably, produce something like this, although he's doing a great job. But but I mean, seriously, that it takes a special kind of brain.
I was bragging about you.
It takes a special kind of brain to be able to, and I never had that kind of creative brain when it came to technical stuff.
But your broadcasts were always, I was telling Judge before you got here, and I think I've told you this too, you always just, your play-by-play, you could, in my mind, I could visualize exactly what was happening on the court. I mean, and that's, you just had a great knack for your descriptions, or however you want to say it. Your play-by-play was just spot on all the time, and you did it by yourself.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that.
You know what I mean? That's crazy, because you got to keep going.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's so
there's
funny
nobody
because,
giving you a break.
One of the things I think we talked about before we went on was that I'm making a little bit of adjustment now, so I'm doing more TV and more live stream stuff where the people that are watching the broadcast are actually watching the broadcast. And I don't have to be nearly as descriptive as I did on the radio. And I've spent my entire career, 46 years, calling games on the radio. So therefore, that's why you're talking about how descriptive I was. That's basically what I was born to do, games on the radio. I had opportunities to go to TV through the years, but why do that? I mean, because when you're doing TV, basically, you're really complimenting the color analyst. The color analyst is the featured guy on television. Sean Elliott, and Bill Land will tell you that. Jacob Toby will tell you that.
Right.
Anybody that's worked with the color analyst, you put the ball on the tee for them. But in radio, it's just me, so I got the whole show,
Yeah,
so
doing everything.
Yeah, mm-hmm. and I can make up those foreign names if I want to, So if Radulevich, I wrote a song called "Ballers from Istanbul" because they sent us overseas to Istanbul, Turkey, to play a team called Fenerbahce Ulker, and it was all Serbians, Greeks, and Croatians. So these names were so difficult. I said, you know what? I'm going to write a little reggae beat to this, and that's what I did. So
I'll be
I wrote a song called So on my tombstone when I die, hopefully not like tomorrow, but it'll say, "Here lies the only guy to have written a reggae song about a Turkish basketball team."
That's classic. I love it. Well, let's talk about the book real quick. How could folks get their hands on the?
It's on Amazon. Yeah, it's on Amazon. Unless is there a Fredericksburg book fair coming up? Maybe I could hawk it over here.
Yeah, maybe we could.
And the next Fredericksburg book fair.
I can't. I'm gonna read this son of a gun.
It's an easy read. What I did, instead of writing one long book or one long story, rather, I wrote 100 short stories because each of those things happened in my life. So, for instance, there's the Larry Bird story. And it's one page because it was a real brief encounter with Larry Bird. I forgot what his title was. I got a chance to interview him, and I wasn't sure if he was general manager or president of basketball operations. And can we go R-rated on this show?
Sure. Sure we can.
So anyway, right before the interview, he said he did the interview. We sat down to do the interview, and I said, "Larry, are you president of basketball operations or are you general manager?" He goes, "I don't know. Call me whatever the hell you want." He goes, "I'm just the head asshole in charge."
I'm not going to say anything because I have the B version of that.
I love it. That sounds like something Larry Bird would say for sure.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So anyway, stories like that, brief encounters with people. There's a Billy Tubbs story. You guys might not remember who Billy Tubbs was, but he's a longtime college basketball coach. And he was at TCU for a while. And Texas had beaten TCU pretty bad in this game at the Irwin Center in Austin. And he told his sports information director he didn't want to do any media after the game. And he says, "Coach, you really have to do, the Fort Worth media. the Dallas media, the Houston media is even here. You got to go down and do some of that. Okay. So he sounded like Jack Nicholson, this guy, that Billy Tubbs. So he gets up in front of the cameras and he says, I'm told to make a statement. We got our butts kicked. That's my statement. Now I'm going to take 3 questions. And Randy Riggs of the Austin American Statesman, how come only 3 questions? Now we're down to 2 questions. Sounds
like my kind of guy.
Yeah. So stories like that are in the book.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Oh man,
what are some of your favorite cities that you?
Oh wow,
I mean, because you have to travel like
crazy, well, it's funny
right?
because I grew up in Philadelphia, so it's always going to be home. So getting a chance to go back there and do the Spurs Sixers game. In fact, last night I went to San Antonio to watch the Spurs play the Sixers. I got a media pass. I know people, and ran into folks. It was great, But the Spurs are the team that has my heart, of course, but the Sixers are the team I grew up watching. So it's always fun to call those games. So it was fun to be there. So yeah, Philly's a special place for me. I love San Francisco because the food and the artsy scene. When we went out to LA, we usually stayed in Santa Monica. And so I became a beach bum out there. That was pretty cool. So I found a really cool little dive bar. Where the mob, not the mob, used to hang out. Frank, maybe. It was like Frank Sinatra, and that gang.
Oh
the
Brat Pack.
The Rat Pack.
Rat Pack. Sorry, Brat Pack. No, the Rat Pack.
In fact, they have a booth in the back reserved for the Rat Pack, even though those guys are gone now. But just in case they show up, Frank's got his own room back there. A place called Shay J in Santa Monica. So that's one thing I honestly did miss a little bit this year. It was my first year away from the NBA after 24 seasons, and that was travel. And getting to see some of these places in New York City, for instance, we had 4 days there last year. And you can get in trouble in 4 days in New York City.
Somehow, some way.
But I have my son Carl with me, so I avoided trouble.
Judge could get in trouble in about 24 minutes. Or 30
follows,
minutes.
Less if Kristen's in the room.
It just follows. Yeah, no.
It got quiet for 2 seconds. It was all ha ha ha, and then crickets.
Well, so music now.
Yeah, messing around with
music. Has it always
yeah.
been music?
I grew up with a passion for music, but I never really played an instrument. And then I moved to Austin, and I saw the rule: thou shalt get a guitar.
In Austin,
you moved to Austin, you got and I'm still not a great player. I mean, like I'm a GCD, but I have the ability to write melodies in my head. And what I do is, seriously, I get the iPhone out, and sometimes I'll figure out the chords on the guitar, but a lot of times I'll just write it in my head. And then I've got one of my best friends, a guy named Mike Vasquez, who's a great guitar player, and I just basically send him the melody, and he's got it all figured out within 5 minutes. So and then we go into the studio and figure out what instruments we're going to use. And I think I've written 36 songs now, so it's fun. And this most recent one that's coming out here in a couple of weeks, it's called Collaborations, because all 6 songs are co-writes with other guys that write.
Yeah, that's great. Who else did you write with? We'll talk about the Cathedral in a minute, because we're playing that on TexasRadio.net.
Cool.
Great song. But
thank you.
Who did you collaborate with on this?
On the Cathedral, it was Ken Queter, a guy that I grew up with in Philadelphia. Well, he's older than me, but he's kind of a well-known artist there. And he had some memories of that building. It's about the Palestra, which is a 100-year-old building in Philadelphia. So that was one of the main things that I wanted to write about. And in this retirement thing, collaborating with different artists, it might be someone just sending you some ideas musically, like some chord progressions, and wanting me to fill out some things with lyrics. So I've been doing a lot of that lately. So a lot of these songs came about.
That's a blast.
Yeah, it's so much fun, And now I've got time to actually dive into it and do it. So. And go in the studio with Nick. Nick is a great guy. He's produced most of my music.
Where do you record?
In Georgetown, Texas. Nick's home studio. He's a worship leader. He was at our church for a long, long time. And now he's working for a different church. But he's a guy that can play a million instruments. He's got a real passion for the music. And he really helps me out because, he spends so much time trying to make sure that everything sounds good.
You bet. And we always talk about this on the show, Judge, how you're always going to learn. No matter what you're doing.
Right.
It doesn't matter what you're doing. You're always going to learn.
You
got to have that open mind, and music is especially that way.
Oh yeah, because there's so many different directions that and I love it because I know that I'll be a better musician a year from now than I am now because I'm spending more time doing it, and working with a guy like I wrote a song that needed a horn part, this Cathedral thing. And I got Stephen Vegg, who's a sax player for Extreme Heat. I don't know if you ever heard Extreme Heat, but and they're really funky, and he's an awesome player. And he just makes the song so much better because I brought in a great sax player.
That's the first thing I told you when you sent me the song. Like, I love the brass.
Yeah.
Kicking brass, baby.
Yeah,
Kicking brass and taking names.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, there was a band.
That's why I always loved Delbert McClinton.
Oh man, absolutely. Yeah, the Texas blues, right? So, and there was a guy named Seth James that I really like a lot. Who reminds me a lot of Delbert McClinton, by the way. I grew up on the East Coast listening to Southside John and the Asbury Jukes, which were kind of they were Bruce Springsteen's friends, but they had a whole horn section with a trumpet, and I just love that sound.
I do too.
Yeah,
I do too. So,
yeah, great stuff. I was telling you earlier, we need to have you come up play Pioneer.
I want to do that. I absolutely want to do that. Yeah, and
guess who's got to book you?
Yeah.
Oh, you.
Let's see if I remember your name.
Hi, I'm
boyfriend.
How cool was that?
I'm a Scorpio. I like long walks on the beach.
Oh my God, I'm a Pisces. We get along great.
I have no idea what any of that means. Honestly.
I don't either.
It would be so cool to have you bring the big band out.
Yeah, I
do
think so.
like a dang show right here in the Berg.
We got
right here in Fred.
Bar live music venue right here. It's right here on Main Street. It's kind of part of the culture here.
You're speaking my language right now.
And now we need to get you out there.
Yeah, because even when I'm not playing, I'm out listening. So really, I've discovered so many artists. There's a little radio station in New Braunfels that plays Americana.
KNBT.
Yes, yeah.
Matson Rayner.
Matson's a good guy. Yeah.
When I was first at KFan, Matson would come and he was just a kid. He would come and stick his head in. Can I come check out what y'all are doing? What are y'all doing?
Wow. Okay.
Kind of a deal.
Well, you know what? That was kind of the
back of the KFan days.
Well, KFan was a pioneering radio
pretty
station.
much pioneered.
No question about that.
There was people doing it first, so I don't take. I mean, there's no credit as far. There was progressive country in the '70s, outlaw country. But what KFan did.
Kimmy Rhodes' book. Kimmy Rhodes wrote a book with Joe Gracie, and Joe, of course, was the program director at Coke FM, and that was the beginning of all of this, right?
Right.
When the hillbillies and the hippies and all everybody started to come together,
right?
This cosmic thing, right? So and I wasn't in Austin yet; that was before my time. But I read all this stuff about it, so it's kind of a cool time and. For sure.
The timing was right, but what we really helped was forming the Americana chart and forming these charts that are now national. Mm-hmm. And they keep saying, well, you probably won't get into the Radio Hall of Fame because you're small market, but I never considered Fredericksburg small. I considered it medium because we covered so many counties. But my point is I think that's what's kind of the holdback is that I wasn't in Houston, wasn't in... Yeah. But if you look at the resume, dang it, all this stuff is national.
I campaigned for you, my man.
Yeah, you have. He's been fighting for me.
I started in small market radio. I got a break after 10 years in small market. I got a job in Austin, right? So I got the job at KLBJ. Worked for Ladybird, as a matter of fact. Yeah. But I always respected the small market guys because I know how hard you got to work, and it's not just one job. You got to handle so many.
Take out the trash and
handle so many different things, So, and a good buddy of mine was a great play-by-play guy named Cooter Robertson, and he was at Sam Houston State for years. And I tried to campaign for him, but I think it was the same thing. It was like he was in a small market and never got out of Huntsville, even though he could have, and therefore didn't get recognized maybe as he should have.
But we'll see what happens. We'll see.
Absolutely.
Hopefully it will.
We'll keep pushing.
But let's get back to your music. I'm sorry I'm bouncing around. My ADHD kicked into high gear, and I'm like, my brain just did a jackknife. I'm okay though. I'm back.
You ever want to know 10 stories in 5 minutes? Talk to JD. Do you hear me, Bill? If you ever want to know 10 stories in 5 minutes, talk to JD.
Yeah, exactly. And you can follow all the conversations.
Oh, we're recording it live right now.
But no, the new EP. Let's talk. Yeah. We talked about the Cathedral and rewriting that. That's a great song. We've been playing it, and we're going to play it here on the podcast in a little bit.
Yeah.
There's another R&B tune called "Your Phone Won't Be Ringing," and I don't know. I don't usually do love songs or anti-love songs or anything like that, but for whatever reason, this melody came into my head, and it was a horn thing. It was like a horn part. So I wrote down the melody, or I wrote down lyrics to fit the melody, and I sent it to Steve Vegg, the sax player, and he had it figured out right away. So I went in the studio with that, and that was a lot of fun to do that. And the most interesting song, I think, is the first song on the record, and it's called "The Last Time I Saw You Was the First Time I Met You." And what happened was a friend of mine, Kelly, she was the team masseuse. Yes, the Spurs actually have a team masseuse.
Nice.
Anyway, she introduced me to her friend, and she introduced me to the same friend about 3 months later. And I told her, I said, well, the last time I met you, or the first time I met you was the last time I saw you. And anyway, Kelly says, that's a great lyric. So that's the first song on there. So I just took that lyric and went with it, you know. So and so anyway, it's having fun.
6-song EP.
6-song EP. The last thing is kind of a bonus song that I worked on with some friends of mine after the Spurs won the championship in 2014. I've written several Spurs-related songs through the years,
right?
Mostly about the rodeo road trip, because they go on this long road trip every February, and I bring the guitar along or have something to do, right? So I've written 4 rodeo road trip songs. So a lot of the songs obviously have sports bent to it, but this particular tune kind of came to me, and they needed some lyrics. The song had already been written as far as the melody is concerned, and we made it a tribute to the 2014 Spurs. But that song was written 11 years ago, and I never put it out on any EP or CD. So
awesome.
So I figured out I like 6 songs instead of 5, so let's put a bonus track on there. So it's fun, yeah. And there's also actually little clips of my play-by-play from the championship call, from Monday. So it's a bonus thing. So.
Well, when is this going to be out? Is it out?
About 2 weeks. Yeah, just
be on Spotify and all.
Spotify, all the platforms. I'm going to do that, and I got a CD party at the Saxon, and apparently we've got some gig in Fredericksburg coming up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I do. I've got the calendar right here. How are you? April 27th.
Okay.
Well, we need to come see you.
Well, don't put me on the spot or anything. So.
That's my job.
We'll come out to the Saxon.
Yeah, we'll come out to Saxon Pub.
Cool,
sure. I think I was telling you, my friend Corby Schaub from here in Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
Played there with Walt Wilkins forever on Wednesday nights. He may still. I don't know. I need to call.
Walt still has a regular thing, I think, on Wednesday.
I might have to call
Maybe
Corby
not every Wednesday, but it's a regular thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Walt is a really good songwriter, And he's an Austin guy, of course. Went to Anderson High School in Austin, and then I think he went to Nashville and didn't like it and came back. So.
Right, pretty much. So many of them do.
Exactly.
I remember back in the day, I guess he wrote Carry On. Mm-hmm. Or he was mentioned in Pat Green's Carry On.
Oh,
Walt Wilkins lives up in Nashville. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But golly, what I love about these conversations too is all the memories that pop up.
They do.
From the I'm sure you get that too when you talk Spurs.
You know,
talk
so
radio.
Funny. So funny, JD. Last night I was sitting in the media section, but it was a section where people could walk by, and this guy stopped when he saw me. And he had to come over and talk, which was fine. It was like during a timeout or whatever. And he got emotional when he was talking to me. And therefore, I almost got emotional because it meant something to him when he saw me. Because when he saw me, all these memories came back. And he remembers the 14 championship because I think he said he was going to school at A&M and driving back and forth. And anyway, had to listen to the games on the radio.
Right.
And that was his connection. So sometimes you forget
you're their friend.
That you are their connection. You're the conduit to the team and to the celebration. It's through the radio. And because TV obviously is so popular now, but every once in a while you find somebody that they needed the radio to be on that day.
I listened to a lot of games on the radio.
I did too.
I did.
I still do.
I do sometimes. But back then, I mean, that was just the crazy time. The heyday. Would you call that the heyday of the Spurs?
Well, I was there.
There's never going to be another player like Ginobili, is there?
I got to call every game.
Fredericksburg has always been in love with the Spurs.
Oh, yeah.
Fredericksburg, it's just been Fredericksburg.
Manu, he played 16 years with the Spurs, and I got to call every single game. So I didn't miss any of his games. So about 12 years in, I told him, I said, when you go and get inducted into the Hall of Fame, I want to be there. And he goes, no, I'm not sure I want to get in. What, are you kidding me? I said, what, are you kidding me? He's very, very modest, And I said, forget your NBA career, your international career alone. You took Argentina to the gold medal. And that all that gets considered. The Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame considers everything. Your college career, your international career, not just your NBA career. In fact, there are a lot of people that didn't make the NBA that are in that Hall of Fame because they played overseas and they had outstanding careers over there, or they were officials, or whatever. But it's people that contribute to the game. My friend Joey Crawford, who's a very controversial official, if you remember him.
I remember Joey Crawford.
I've known Joey Crawford since I was 15 years old. My brother was a commissioner. I just lost my brother a week ago, unfortunately.
Sorry to hear that.
It was a sad thing, but he was in sports his whole life too. My brother Tom. And so Tom was a commissioner of a basketball league, and Joey Crawford was one of the officials in the league. This back when I was 15 years old. My job was to keep the book and the clock. And with outdoor league, but a lot of the former college players played in the league, and it was good basketball. But anyway, I've known Joey since I was a kid. Yeah, so he's getting inducted, so he got elected. So we used to always imitate Joey because he was very, very funny. And one of his signature calls was, if a guy pushed off to get a rebound, he'd go, nah, 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 nah. You pushed off. You pushed off. And then he'd say, that's how you got it. That's how you got it. We're going this way. We're going this way.
You do so many great impressions.
So anyway, yeah, so Joey went to Cardinal O'Hara, which is an arch rival high school of mine, West Catholic High School. Game 6, Western Conference semifinals, Shaquille O'Neal against Tim Duncan in just a moment. But right before the game starts, the lead official, Joey Crawford, storms over to the broadcast location where I am. And by the way, 5 feet to my left is Jack Nicholson. Not kidding. And Joey says, "Are you on the air? Are you on the air?" I said, no, I'm on a break. When I was they're about to start the game. When I was at Cardinal O'Hara, we kicked the hell out of West Catholic. I just want you to know that. And then he turns around and walks back to center court and he throws the ball up between Shaq and Tim Duncan.
Oh, man, you're making my freaking eyes water over here, man.
Another time, Joey, I'm sitting courtside at Sacramento, and Sacramento was good back then. And Arco Arena was a tiny little arena. It was like a little college gym. And Joey was working a game, Sunday afternoon, nationally televised game, and they had a mic on him. And anyway, people behind me were getting on him the whole game. Okay, I was courtside. "Joey, you suck. Joey, you're terrible." And he's just listening to not a word the whole game. Not a word. "You're terrible." Yeah. Every F-bomb you can imagine, right? So he just listened to. So toward the end of the game, and the Spurs are up by about 15 now. These guys are still there. And Joey comes over to the girl that's not tending bar, but she's the waitress, and gives her 20. She goes, "Those guys drinking beer right there? Yeah. Get those guys a beer on me. You keep the change." So the rest of the game, "We love you, Joey. We love you, Joey."
Bear will always do it.
Oh, man. Is this stuff in the book? It's
a lot of
it's got to be in the book.
Some of it is, yeah.
Oh,
yeah. In fact, real quick, the thing about Joey, I sent him a note to congratulate him. He called me when I retired. He was very, very nice. But I sent him a note on to congratulate him on his retirement or his induction into the Hall of Fame. And he sent me a real nice note back. And then he says, "What about this song, The Cathedral?" So I sent him The Cathedral, and he really enjoyed it.
That's a great song.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Why don't we just play that now on the podcast here? Let's do it. Let's step.
But let me explain something real quick.
Okay.
This building's 100 years old. I grew up going to college games there. And there's a lot of Philly talk in this. You might not remember a lot of these names or be familiar with them, but it's a very kind of Philly-centric song in terms of the history there. But you'll hear some familiar names like Will Chamberlain, who, in my opinion, is one of the best players of all time if you look at his statistics.
I heard he had a lot of women in his day, too. I don't know
10,000.
Is that what they're saying?
That's what he says. And
that's a lot of notches on a bedpost.
I hope he kept a spreadsheet.
That's one way.
It's going to need AI for all that.
But anyway, back to Walt Wilkins. Not Walt Wilkins, Wilt Chamberlain.
That was one way of putting it. Yeah, it is. I guess. But I was talking more about his basketball exploits actually.
Okay.
So I mentioned him in the song because he played at Overbrook High and won the city championship, as you can well imagine. So a lot of people that came up through Philly are mentioned, a lot of coaches especially in the song.
All right. Well, here it is right here on the Judge and JD show. Check it out.
Down on 33rd Street, there's a place you should know. They call it the Palestra, we really ought to go. The hawk keeps on flapping, always on the scene. Big Al Meltzer on Channel 17. Old photos line the concourse, streamers in the air. 100 years of memories, legends everywhere. The Big Five in its glory, Chris Ford and Ken Durrett, Chuck Daly on the sidelines, how could we forget? It's yo-yo dancing while the pep band plays some romancing in the dance band days, echoes in the rafters from another time. Ring-tailed howitzers tickling the twine. Dick Carter and John Chaney, Rolly Mask, Dr. Jack, Speedy and Fran Dunphy, McKinney and Litwack, Kobe at Lower Merion, Gene Banks, West Philly High, and Chamberlain at Overbrook back in '55. Lester and Dan Sweepin', Quaker Red and Blue, Howard Porter leaping, Mike Banham too, Franny O at Nova, Brooks at LaSalle, and Dr. Bill Milkfeed, the owl without a vowel.
Oh man, great song, Bill Schoening right here, and Bill Schoening, that's a good old German name, right?
Yeah.
Weinheimer. I'm Dwayne Weinheimer's my real name.
I know that for sure. You know?
Weinheimer.
Well, you know, you live in Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
So I took 3 years of German in high school.
So Shayna.
Beautiful, obviously.
Beautiful, pretty.
Yes,
Shane.
absolutely. Yeah.
Schoening.
So, my great-grandfather came from Prussia and a little town called Habersleben. And he came over. My son did a lot of the research. My son Eric did a lot of research. He found his ship manifest, a ship called Minerva that came from Hamburg, 1882. 1882. So that's all I remember in German is the numbers.
I know the cuss words.
Real quick story. I was trying to impress. We did a cruise down the Rhine River, and we stopped in Heidelberg. And I was trying to impress my wife with my German, which was really a mistake because my German's really not that good. But we were drinking Riesling, and it was a real simple order at this restaurant, and just had some Riesling and some whatever we were having. And I ordered in German. Everything was fine until the end when I asked him where the bathroom was. And Badezimmer is your home bathroom, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. Toilette is the public bathroom. There's a difference over there. So I said, "Mein Freund, wo ist deine Badezimmer?" He goes,
at your house.
I go, Badezimmer ist meine Haus.
I didn't even need that translated.
The toilet links left. I didn't. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my God, it's 1944 and he's giving me orders.
That's crazy. I didn't know there was, because we always just call it a Badezimmer here.
Yeah, Badezimmer.
Where is it there? It doesn't matter if it's in Pioneer Bar or where.
Yeah, it's the toilet, the Pioneer Bar. Sorry, let you know right now. You're going to get Hans mad at you if you do the. And he was kidding with me. He had a smile on his face the whole time. He was just giving the American a hard time. You know,
heck yeah. Well, we appreciate you coming on the show today.
Man, this is fun, man. I'm going to enjoy coming back over and
playing. Yeah, we'll have to do that. Yeah. We'll have to do that. That'd be a good time.
I think it'd be a great show. You know, we'll have time to. You guys have time to promote it up, do it big.
Yeah.
You guys can hit some wineries before. You know, we got like 80 wineries.
If I hit any wineries before, there's no guarantee what kind of key I'm going to be in.
Hey, if he hit wineries before, we and him would be married right now.
No, y'all have to come out, and then like say what hit the wineries, make a little weekend out of it.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. Well, I've spent many a weekend here. Believe me. In fact, I did I was going to say the train caboose, Theodore Roosevelt's train car. You can. I don't know if you can still do that, but you can actually rent it out for the weekend. It's like it's a 4-block walk. From like Main Street. They got it back there, and we did that for a weekend. It was really cool.
I've never been inside of it, but it looks really cool.
It's like official. There's a picture of him in there, So I slept where Teddy Roosevelt slept. I don't know if it's true or not.
Right.
But that's supposed to be his train car.
Yeah, we're very blessed to have Fredericksburg, and I mean we're second only to Napa Valley now.
Wow.
Yeah,
as far as
the wineries. There's so many. There's so many things. The history. We've got the
Pacific War Museum. Real quick story. My father fought in World War II and almost got killed. He was on a ship called the Drexler, and 159 guys got killed that day. 2 kamikaze pilots. One hit port, one hit starboard at the same time. So the ship went straight down. Anybody outside got off into the water and made it. The guys underneath obviously didn't make it. So anyway, a PT boat pulled them out. And anyway, they had their reunion right here in Fredericksburg in 2014. My dad had already passed away, but I got to meet some of the guys that knew him on the ship, and it was a very emotional day, talking to them. And of course, they're mostly gone now, but when you get a chance to talk, and that was in 2014, I think, so that, there were still maybe a handful, 7 or 8 of them left, and I had a chance to visit with a bunch of them, and it was really meaningful to me.
I got to interview George Bush Sr. when I was just a scared kid then, man. But he was so nice, President Bush at the time.
Now I know the son, because he used to listen to me do Longhorn baseball games when he was at the governor's mansion. True story, because he's a big baseball fan, with the Rangers and everything, So, in fact, Robin Williams used to have a routine where he says, he can't be a good president. He traded Sammy Sosa. So, but I don't know why I thought of that. But when I met it was Governor Bush at the time. When I first, I think I only met him once, but he told me that he listened to me do the.
Judge worked at the Capitol.
I did. I got to meet him, and I started in 2000, which is when he left. My first day at the Capitol. Remember with the Chads, and we were there all night long in front of the Capitol in front of the governor's mansion. And then that's when he left and became president.
Right.
So
I remember it well.
That was
everybody's got a story. Yep. We all got a story.
Yeah. It's so funny because Robert Earl Keen. I don't know why this came up. I was looking at you and I was thinking about Robert Earl for some reason. I'm not sure why, but I used to go. Maybe that's it. I used to go see Robert Earl at the Cactus Cafe on the UT campus back in 1989 when I first moved to Austin, and there'd be 120 people there, maybe, So anyway, I went over to meet him one time, and I had a Longhorn, like here's my Spurs logo. Of course, back then I had a Longhorn logo on, and he goes, and of course he's an Aggie, and he says, "What's that? What's that logo?" We're on the campus of the University of Texas. I'm the radio guy for the University of Texas. He knows it. I said, "Well, this is a Longhorn. You're on the University of Texas campus." Well, don't you have a game to do or something? Don't you have a game? So that became a recurring theme. So 4 or 5 times, and now of course getting bigger and bigger. Now, next time I see him, he's backstage at the Woodlands or something, right? Don't you have a game to do or something? So I see him sitting courtside in 2008 for a playoff game with Charlie Robinson. May the Lord rest his soul. He's sitting there courtside with Charlie, and I walked over and I go, "Don't you have a gig to play or something?"
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Good stuff. We could talk all dang day. Get you a copy of this book, folks. Make sure when
it's on Amazon.
When the new EP is out, download that sucker on all platforms.
There you go.
And we appreciate you coming in, Bill.
Yeah, absolutely,
you can come in anytime, man.
Hey, this is a great one.
I can't come in anytime. There's not room for another, co-host.
You could always sit in the cage with me.
We could use a sports guy around here.
Yeah, right. Appreciate
when we do a softball game together, right?
Someday we'll do a softball game.
Are you a softball game or are you a gig?
Okay, yeah, there you go.
All right.
Hey, I'm in.
That sounds like a dang plan.
All right.
Write that down, Marty.
I got it on your calendar, Judge.
We want to thank Bill Schoening for joining us right here on the Judge and JD show. It's been a fun one today, no doubt.
Well, that was a great one, JD. I really appreciate Bill coming by. Great times, brings back a lot of memories from my youth with the Spurs and all that kind of stuff.
Oh man, I listened to a lot of games. I was like a Spurs fanatic back in the day. So I listened to a lot of games in the car and Bill always painted that perfect picture. You could see exactly what was happening on the court. Great play-by-play announcer.
As we've been talking about Texas Radio, TexasRadio.net stuff. And I think I mentioned to you, and from a layperson not knowing radio the way you do, it seemed to me the best radio station to shows it's the DJs that make you feel like you're right there with them, and I think Bill's that kind of voice for what was it?
Absolutely,
voice for
the
Spurs. As we've been talking about the Texas radio stuff, I just been thinking about that. That's the best ones. Make you feel like you're just right there next to them.
DJs should make you feel like they're your best friend when they're on the air between the songs and entertaining. They should use, and a lot of times people view you that way.
Yeah.
You know,
but that hadn't
you're part of their day every day.
Exactly. Well, that part, you know, it really didn't come from your coaching that you've done with me. That's just the way I remember it the more I think about it. Anyway, radio's a great thing.
It is. It's a beautiful thing. And I got a face for radio. Anyway, we want to thank Bill Schoening for coming in. It was a great show today. And his new album is going to be great.
Good stuff,
the Cathedral is such a cool song.
Yeah, it is.
And I like the brass in it. Kicking brass. Bill Schoening, kicking brass, baby. I love it. It was a great show. Make sure you like, subscribe, and get notified to the Judge and JD show on YouTube. We've got over 6,000 subscribers.
6,100, 6,200, something like that.
6,200 subscribers.
And just keeps jumping up and up and up. So we really appreciate the support.
Keep on keeping on, y'all. Thank y'all very much.